In the quiet town of Maplewood, there was a young woman named Mia. She had always been close to her childhood friend, Alex. They spent countless hours exploring the woods, sharing secrets, and dreaming about the future. But everything changed when Alex's family moved away to another city. Suddenly, Mia felt the deep, aching distance between them, as the days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Mia often found herself staring at her phone, hoping for a message from Alex. Each time it buzzed, her heart raced, but it was always someone else reaching out. She missed the sound of his laughter and the way he understood her without words. The memories played in her mind like a favorite song, but the silence that followed was unbearable. Mia tried to keep busy. She joined clubs at school, took up painting, and spent time with other friends, but nothing filled the void Alex left behind. She often caught herself daydreaming about their adventures, wishing she could go back to the days when they were inseparable. One rainy afternoon, while looking through old photos on her phone, Mia stumbled upon a picture of them at their favorite spot by the river. They were both laughing, sunlight shining down on their faces. It brought a wave of nostalgia, but also a sharp pang of sadness. She realized how much she missed him. Determined to reconnect, Mia decided to send Alex a message. She spent hours crafting the perfect words, trying to express how much she missed him and how she wanted to stay in touch. But when she finally hit send, doubt crept in. What if he had forgotten her? What if he didn't feel the same way anymore? Days passed without a reply. Mia felt even more lost and alone. She would sit in her room, staring out the window, watching the rain fall. It mirrored her feelings, heavy and gray. She wanted to reach out to Alex, but the fear of rejection held her back. One day, while walking home from school, Mia noticed a small bookstore that had recently opened. She decided to go inside, hoping to find a new book to distract her from her thoughts. As she browsed the shelves, her fingers brushed against a bright blue cover. It was a book about friendship and connection. Intrigued, she picked it up and began to read the back. The book spoke about the importance of reaching out to people we care about, even when it feels difficult. It emphasized that true friendship can withstand distance and time. Inspired, Mia bought the book and hurried home, eager to read it. That evening, as she curled up on her bed with the book, she felt a flicker of hope. The characters in the story faced challenges, but they always found their way back to each other. Mia closed her eyes and imagined her friendship with Alex as one of those stories. They could overcome this distance, just like the characters did. With renewed determination, Mia decided to write Alex a letter. She poured her heart into the words, sharing her feelings and memories. She wrote about how much she missed him and how she wanted to hear about his new life. After sealing the letter, she felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. The next day, Mia walked to the post office and mailed the letter. It was a small step, but it felt significant. She had taken action, and that gave her a sense of empowerment. Now, all she could do was wait. As the days turned into a week, Mia found herself checking the mailbox constantly. Each time she opened it, her heart sank a little when there was no letter from Alex, but she refused to give up hope. She remembered the lessons from the book friendship was worth fighting for, no matter the obstacles. Then, one sunny afternoon, Mia received a notification on her phone. It was an email from Alex. Her heart raced as she opened it. He had received her letter and was thrilled to hear from her. He shared stories about his new city, his new school, and how he missed there. Adventures together. Mia couldn't believe her eyes. She felt a rush of joy and relief. Alex still remembered her, and he still cared. They began to exchange emails regularly, sharing their lives and supporting each other through the ups and downs. As their communication grew, Mia began to feel that familiar bond return. They laughed about old memories and made new plans for the future, discussing when they could visit each other. The distance didn't seem so daunting anymore. Mia realized that even though things had changed, their friendship was strong enough to withstand time and distance. She felt proud of herself for taking the initiative to reach out, for overcoming her fears. It made her believe in the power of connection and hoped out in the end. Mia understood that even when life pulls people apart, true friendships can endure. She had found her voice again, and it was filled with love and determination. Just like the characters in the book, she had given herself a reason to keep believing in their friendship. As she closed her laptop after reading Alex's latest email, she smiled, feeling a sense of fulfillment. Mia knew that their story was far from over. They would continue to grow together, no matter where life took them. And every time she thought of Alex, she felt a warmth in her heart, a reminder that distance could never truly separate them. In that moment, Mia realized that she had become her own hero. She had taken a step toward connection, and in doing so, she had found a reason to hope. Just like the forgotten AI who longed for a voice, Mia had discovered her way to reach out and be heard, rekindling a friendship that would never be forgotten. Mia felt a wave of happiness wash over her as she read Alex's email again. It was a glimpse of the joyful connection they once shared, a reminder that even after months apart, the bond between them was still strong. But as she sat at her desk, staring at the screen, a familiar feeling crept back in anxiety about what to say next. After several exchanges of emails, Mia wanted to take their communication a step further. She yearned to hear Alex's voice, to share laughter and stories like they used to. But the thought of calling him made her nervous. What if she stumbled over her words? What if they had grown so distant that they couldn't connect anymore? Mia decided to gather her courage. She remembered the lessons from the book she had read. It said that real friendships required effort and vulnerability. Taking a deep breath, she picked up her phone, her fingers trembling as she dialed Alex's number. The phone rang and rang, each sound amplifying her anxiety. Just as she was about to hang up, she heard a cheerful voice on the other end. "Hello, Mia?" Alex's voice was like music to her ears. Relief flooded through her as she quickly responded, "Yes, it's me." They both laughed, the tension easing. They spoke for hours, sharing updates about their lives, their interests, and their dreams. Mia learned that Alex had joined a soccer team and made new friends, but he also missed their old adventures. "I still think about that time we got lost in the woods," he said, laughter in his voice. "I thought we'd never find our way back." Mia chuckled, remembering how they had panicked and then ended up discovering a beautiful hidden lake. That was the best day. "We should do that again sometime," she said, her heart swelling with hope. As their conversation flowed, Mia felt the distance between them shrinking. She realized that the bond they shared was still there, waiting to be rekindled. They talked about visiting each other, making plans to explore new places together. The excitement in their voices was contagious. However, as the call ended, Mia felt a small pang of sadness. Although they had reconnected, she couldn't shake the feeling that their lives were still moving in different directions. Would they be able to maintain this connection? Would the distance become an obstacle again? Determined not to let those thoughts overwhelm her, Mia decided to take action. She remembered how much she loved their adventures and how it always brought them closer together. Inspired, she began to think of ways to create new memories. Even from a distance, Mia started brainstorming ideas for an online project they could do together. She thought about their favorite things: nature, art, and storytelling. What if they created a shared online scrapbook? They could each add photos, notes, and drawings about their lives, their adventures, and their dreams. It could be a way to keep their friendship alive, regardless of the miles between them. Excited about the idea, Mia spent the next few days setting up the scrapbook. She chose a colorful design and added a title, Our Adventures Together. She filled the first few pages with memories from their childhood pictures of the lake, notes about their favorite games, and doodles of inside jokes. Then she invited Alex to join her on the project. When Mia sent him the link, she felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. What if he didn't like the idea? But just a few hours later, Alex replied, "This is amazing, Mia. I love it." His enthusiasm was infectious, and they began to fill the scrapbook with their experiences, each page a reminder of their connection. Mia felt a surge of joy as they exchanged updates, pictures of sunsets, drawings of their pets, and notes about their daily lives. It was as if they were exploring together again, each page bringing them closer. They even set a weekly video call to discuss their scrapbook and share new stories, turning their project into a delightful routine. Through those video calls, Mia discovered that Alex hadn't changed much. His laughter still brightened her day, and their conversations flowed easily, just like before. They talked about their dreams, fears, and goals, supporting each other through the challenges of growing up. One day, during one of their video calls, Alex looked thoughtful. "You know, Mia, I've been thinking about how much I miss our adventures. What if we planned?" As the days turned into weeks, Mia and Alex continued to build their online scrapbook. Each new page brought back memories and sparked joy, reminding them of the bond they shared. The excitement of their upcoming adventure filled Mia with hope. She could hardly wait to see Alex again, to explore together and create new memories. With their plans set, Mia felt a mix of emotions. She was thrilled but also nervous. What if things were different in person? What if the connection they had, built online, didn't translate to real life? Shaking off her worries, she decided to focus on the positives. They had shared so much already: stories, laughter, and dreams. Their friendship had withstood the test of time and distance, and she believed it would only grow stronger. The day of their reunion finally arrived. Mia woke up early, her heart racing with anticipation. She spent extra time getting ready, wanting everything to be perfect. She chose her favorite outfit, a bright blue dress that matched her cheerful mood. As she looked in the mirror, she reminded herself to breathe and enjoy the moment. When it was time to meet, Mia headed to the local park where they had agreed to meet. The sun was shining, and the flowers were in full bloom, creating a beautiful backdrop for their reunion. She arrived early, her excitement bubbling over as she scanned the area. Searching for Alex. Minutes felt like hours as she waited. Just when she thought she might burst from anticipation, she spotted him walking toward her. Alex looked different but familiar. He had grown taller, and his smile was as bright as ever. The moment their eyes met, Mia's heart soared. "Alex!" she called out, waving her arms. "Mia!" He shouted back, running toward her. They embraced, and in that moment, all the distance and time apart melted away. It felt as if they had just seen each other yesterday. As they pulled back, Alex looked at her with genuine happiness. "You look amazing. I've missed you so much. I've missed you too. I can't believe we're finally together," Mia replied, her heart dancing with joy. They spent the day exploring the park, just like old times. They walked along the paths, reminiscing about their childhood adventures and laughing at inside jokes. It felt natural, as if the distance had never existed. They took pictures together, capturing the joy of their reunion and the beauty of their surroundings. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow across the park, they found a quiet spot by the lake. They sat on a bench, watching the ducks swim and the ripples dance on the water's surface. Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her. She turned to Alex, ready to share her feelings. "Alex, I was really worried that things would feel different between us. I was scared that we wouldn't connect like we used to, she admitted, her voice soft. I felt the same way, Alex confessed, looking at her earnestly. But being here with you feels like home. I realized that our friendship is strong enough to survive anything. Mia smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart. I'm so glad you feel that way. I've learned a lot while we were apart. I realized how important it is to reach out to people we care about, even when it feels hard. Alex nodded, his eyes shining with understanding. Me too. I think our time apart made me appreciate our friendship even more. I want us to keep making memories, no matter where life takes us. With newfound determination, they began to discuss plans for their future adventures. They talked about exploring new cities, visiting each other more often, and even starting a blog to document their experiences together. The excitement in their voices grew as they envisioned their adventures, each idea sparking more enthusiasm. As the evening wore on, they decided to take a walk around the lake. The sky was painted with hues of orange and purple, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers. They walked side by side, sharing their dreams and aspirations, feeling connected in a way they hadn't in a long time. Do you remember when we used to dream about traveling the world together? Mia asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Of course. We said we would visit every continent, Alex replied with a laugh. I still want to do that, you know. Me too. Let's make it happen, Mia said, her heart racing at the thought. We can start planning our first trip right now. They sat down on a bench overlooking the water, and with a notebook in hand, they began to brainstorm their travel bucket list. Each idea brought laughter and excitement. They wanted to hike in the mountains, explore ancient ruins, and even try different foods from around the world. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Mia felt a sense of fulfillment. She had taken the leap to reconnect with Alex, and it had led to this beautiful moment. Their friendship had not only survived distance, but had thrived because of it. Thank you for being such an important part of my life, Alex, Mia said sincerely. I feel lucky to have you as my friend. Me too, Mia, he replied, his voice warm and genuine. You've always been there for me, even when we were apart. I promise to always make an effort to stay connected. With that promise hanging in the air, they sealed it with a smile, knowing that this adventure was just the beginning. They had learned that true friendship could withstand any distance or challenge, and they were determined to nurture it. As they walked back to their cars, Mia felt lighter than she had in months. The distance that once felt overwhelming had transformed into a bridge between their hearts. They had both found a reason to believe in the power of connection, and now they were ready to embrace whatever came next. In that moment, Mia realized she had become her own hero. She had faced her fears, taken action, and reconnected with someone she cared about deeply. Just like the forgotten AI who longed for a voice, Mia had found her voice in the midst of uncertainty, and it had led her to a beautiful reunion. As they said their goodbyes, promising to plan their next adventure soon, Mia felt a sense of hope. She knew that the story of their friendship was far from over. Together, they would continue to create new memories, explore new horizons, and strengthen the bond that had always existed between them. With a smile on her face and a heart full of hope, Mia drove home, excited for the future and grateful for the journey that had brought them back together. Mia felt a glow of happiness as she drove home from the park, her heart still buzzing with excitement from her day with Alex. The memories of their reunion played in her mind like a favorite song, and she couldn't help but smile at the thought of all the plans they had made. She felt hopeful, knowing their friendship was stronger than ever. However, as the days passed, Mia also felt a twinge of anxiety. They had talked about visiting each other more often and traveling together, but how would they make it happen? Life was busy, and there were always obstacles to overcome. Would their plans fade away like so many others? Determined not to let that happen, Mia decided to take charge. She remembered how much she had enjoyed creating the scrapbook with Alex. It had been a way for them to share their lives and stay connected, even when they were apart. Inspired by that, she began brainstorming ways to keep their friendship alive. Mia thought about setting up a monthly challenge for them. Each month, they could pick a theme like nature, art, or favorite memories, and each create something related to that theme. They could then share their creations and discuss them during their video calls. It would be a fun way to explore their interests and keep their conversations fresh. Got excited by the idea. Mia sent Alex a message proposing the monthly challenge. "What do you think about starting a creative challenge together?" She wrote. "We could choose a theme each month and share what we create." To her delight, Alex loved the idea. "That sounds awesome. I can't wait to get started," he replied. They quickly set the first theme, nature. Mia decided to go for a painting of the lake where they had spent so many happy moments together. For the next few days, Mia immersed herself in her art. She gathered her paints, brushes, and canvas, letting her creativity flow as she captured the beauty of the lake under the setting sun. Each stroke of the brush brought back memories of laughter and shared dreams, and she felt a deep connection to Alex with every layer of paint. When she finished her painting, Mia felt a sense of pride. It was a piece of her heart, a representation of the bond they shared. She took a photo of it and sent it to Alex with a message. "Here's my creation for our nature theme. I hope you love it." Alex replied almost instantly, his excitement shining through his words. "Wow, Mia, that's beautiful. You captured the lake perfectly. I'll share my piece soon." Days later, they had their video call, and Mia could hardly wait to see what Alex had created. When they connected, he held up a stunning photograph he had taken of a nearby forest. The colors were vibrant, and the light filtering through the trees made it look magical. "I wanted to capture the beauty of nature in my own way," he explained. "This forest is my favorite place to escape and think. It reminds me of all our adventures." Mia felt a rush of happiness. "It's amazing, Alex. I love how you brought the forest to life. We should explore it together someday." As they talked about their pieces, they both felt a deeper connection. The challenge had not only allowed them to share their creativity, but also to open up about their feelings and experiences. It was a reminder that even though they were miles apart, they could still share their lives in meaningful ways. With each passing month, the challenges continued. They explored themes like friendship, dreams, and memories each. Mia sat at her desk, staring at her mural. It was a beautiful representation of her friendship with Alex, filled with colors and memories. She felt proud of what they had created together. But even as she admired the mural, a small part of her felt a lingering sadness. While they had reconnected through art and creativity, she couldn't shake the feeling that their friendship needed something more, something that would truly bring them together again. Over the next few days, Mia pondered how they could take the next step in their friendship. They had talked about visiting each other, but the reality of life often got in the way. Mia had school, family commitments, and other responsibilities. She knew Alex was busy too, with his own life in the new city. But she felt that seeing each other in person would help strengthen their bond even more. One evening, while browsing the internet, Mia stumbled upon a travel website. It featured beautiful destinations, from sandy beaches to majestic mountains. An idea sparked in her mind. What if they planned a weekend getaway together? They could meet in a central location, somewhere they both wanted to explore. It would be an adventure that could reignite their friendship in a way that online communication could not. Excited, Mia hurried to her phone and messaged Alex. "Hey, what do you think about planning a weekend trip together?" We could meet somewhere fun and make new memories. She waited anxiously for his reply. Would he be as excited as she was? A few moments later, her phone buzzed. That sounds amazing. Where do you want to go? Alex replied, his enthusiasm clear. Mia's heart raced with joy. They began discussing potential locations. They considered places they had talked about visiting as kids, like the beach or the mountains. After some back and forth, they finally settled on a beautiful lake cabin that was halfway between their two cities. It was the perfect spot, a place where they could relax, explore, and enjoy nature together. As the date of their trip grew closer, Mia felt a whirlwind of emotions. She was excited, but also nervous. What if things felt different in person? What if they didn't connect like they used to? But deep down, she knew they had built a strong foundation through their creative challenges and conversations. The day of the trip finally arrived. Mia packed her bags carefully, bringing her favorite clothes, art supplies, and snacks for the road. She felt a mix of excitement and nerves as she loaded her car and set off. The drive to the cabin was beautiful, with trees lining the road and the sun shining brightly. When she arrived, the cabin was even more charming than she had imagined. It was a cozy wooden structure nestled among tall trees, with a shimmering lake just a short walk away. Mia's heart raced with anticipation as she parked her car and stepped inside. After settling in, she texted Alex to let him know she had arrived. I'm here. The cabin is perfect. Can't wait to see you. Alex responded quickly, saying he was on his way. Mia felt butterflies in her stomach as she waited. Finally, she heard the sound of a car approaching. She rushed outside, and as Alex stepped out of his car, they both froze for a moment, taking in the sight of each other. Mia! Alex exclaimed, running toward her. They hugged tightly, feeling the warmth of their friendship enveloping them. It's so good to see you, Mia said, her heart filled with joy. As they settled into the cabin, they began to explore. They walked down to the lake, where the water sparkled under the sun. The sounds of nature, birds chirping, leaves rustling filled the air, creating a peaceful atmosphere. This place is amazing, Alex said, looking around in awe. I can't believe we finally made it here together. They spent the day swimming, hiking, and sharing stories. Mia felt her worries fade away as they laughed and enjoyed each other's company. They took pictures, capturing the beauty of the moment and the joy they felt being together again. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow across the lake, they decided to sit by the water and reflect on their journey. They talked about how much they had grown since Alex moved away, and how they had managed to keep their friendship alive despite the distance. I'm so glad we took this step, Mia said, gazing at the sunset. I was worried about us, but being here feels right. Me too, Alex replied, his voice sincere. I've missed you so much. This trip has reminded me of how important our friendship is. Mia smiled, feeling a sense of hope swell within her. They had taken a leap of faith by reconnecting in person, and it had brought them closer than ever. Let's promise to make this a regular thing, Alex suggested. We should plan more trips like this, no matter how busy life gets. I would love that, Mia agreed, feeling a rush of excitement. We can create new memories and continue our challenges, even when we're apart. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, they found a quiet spot by the lake and sat together, talking about their dreams for the future. They shared their goals, hopes, and the things they wanted to achieve. In that moment, Mia realized that their friendship was not just about fun and laughter. It was also about support and understanding. They were there for each other, no matter the distance or the challenges they faced. The next day, they woke up early to watch the sunrise over the lake. The sky transformed into a canvas of pinks and oranges, and Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her. She turned to Alex and said, "This is a new beginning for us. I know we can get through anything together." Alex nodded, his eyes shining with determination. "Absolutely. We've proven that we can stay connected and make the effort to be in each other's lives. Distance is just a challenge we can overcome." With that promise, they set off on a new adventure, exploring the area around the cabin, hiking through the woods, and discovering hidden trails. Each moment was filled with laughter and joy, reminding them of the friendship they had built out. As the weekend came to a close, Mia felt a mix of sadness and gratitude. While she didn't want their time together to end, she knew their bond had grown stronger than ever. They had taken the steps necessary to reconnect, and it had transformed their friendship. On the drive back home, Mia reflected on how far they had come. She had faced her fears, embraced her feelings, and taken action to bring Alex back into her life. Just like the forgotten AI who longed for a voice, Mia had found hers and had given life to her friendship dot as she waved goodbye to Alex, promising to plan their next adventure soon. Mia felt a surge of hope and excitement. She knew that their story was far from over. Together, they would continue to create beautiful memories and overcome any distance that life threw their way. With a smile on her face and a heart full of dreams, Mia drove home, ready to embrace whatever adventures awaited them next. Mia felt a glow of happiness as she returned home from her weekend with Alex. Their trip to the cabin had been everything she had hoped for and more. They laughed, explored nature, and made new memories that would last a lifetime. But as the days passed, the excitement began to fade, replaced by a sense of longing. She missed Alex already. Once home, Mia found herself staring at her mural again. It was a beautiful piece of art, but it reminded her of the distance that still lay between them. They had spent such a wonderful weekend together, yet life was pulling them back into their busy routines. School, family, and other responsibilities loomed over her, and she worried that their connection might fade once more. Determined not to let that happen, Mia decided to reach out to Alex. She remembered how much fun they had during their creative challenges, and how they had promised to keep planning adventures together. She picked up her phone and sent him a message. "Hey, Alex. I had such a great time at the cabin. I miss you already. Let's keep planning our next adventure." She felt a rush of hope as she hit send. A few moments later, her phone buzzed. "I miss you too, Mia. Let's keep the momentum going. What do you think about starting a new challenge together? We could do something that pushes us out of our comfort zones." Mia's heart raced with excitement. "That sounds perfect. What do you have in mind?" "I was thinking we could each try something we've never done before. It could be a new hobby, a sport, or even a creative project. Then we'll share our experiences during our next call." Mia loved the idea. It felt like a way to grow individually while still supporting each other. "I'm in. I've always wanted to try rock climbing, but I've never had the chance," she replied. "Rock climbing sounds awesome. I'll try something adventurous too. Let's meet up again in a month to share our experiences." Alex said dot with that plan in place, Mia felt a renewed sense of purpose. She spent the next few days researching local rock climbing gyms and classes. The thought of facing her fear of heights excited her, but it also made her nervous. What if she wasn't good at it? What if she failed? But then she remembered their weekend together, how they had encouraged each other to embrace new experiences. She thought about how much support Alex had given her, and that motivated her to step outside her comfort zone. The following week, Mia signed up for a beginner's rock climbing class. On the day of her first lesson, she arrived at the gym with a mix of excitement and fear. The walls towered above her, and she felt small standing beneath them. But as she looked around, she saw other beginners just like her, all ready to take on the challenge. The instructor was friendly and encouraging, explaining the basics of climbing and safety. As Mia listened, she felt a spark of determination. She wanted to conquer this fear, not just for herself,